Hey everybody, it's Tequila time. I'm bored, so we're doing a video. I had a buddy of mine that got me a bottle a little while back, and it's the Siete Leguas, the stolen cask. And really enjoyed it. And of course, there was only a limited number of those bottles from that cask. So I was like, okay, fine. You know what? I'll get another bottle. This is the Benny's pick. Let's see. This is about barrel number 10 from Benny's. And this is barrel number 23 from Coco's. Coco's is the stolen cask batch. And he said, hey, I wonder if there's really any difference between the two. You know, they price-wise, he hadn't seen a whole lot of difference. He does a lot more online hunting than I do. Though I do some, he does quite a bit more. So I thought, well, why the heck not? Let's do a lot of comparisons. Let's look at some notes that we'll get from it and that other people have gotten from it. Because, yeah, I don't always get all the aromas that other people get. But they are both single barrels in French oak. They're both 80 proof. They're both aged 19 months. That's the similarities between the two. And generally, they're getting toasted oak, caramel, vanilla, cooked agave, citrus, and herbal notes on the aromas as well as on the palate. French oak also gives you, it's usually more on the palate, a chocolate note, probably back towards the finish. So we're going to try these. We're going to nose them side by side. Again, this thing, breathing pretty good today. We'll see how we do on aromas. So we're going to start with this is the one in the stolen cask. We'll get you a nice little color variance here. Let me get a little more light on there. So nice and dark for a Siete Leguas Anejo. Usually they're very golden. Not quite this dark, but the French oak in 19 months is going to do that. That was the stolen cask. This is the Benny's pick. Color differences are not hardly at all. I'll put these up here side by side. So, yeah, we're not seeing really a lot of difference between the two casks, especially as I'm looking through them. They're looking pretty much the same. I'm not looking for big differences, but possibly a little bit. Which you're going to have a little bit from barrel to barrel. I mean, that's a given on single barrels. So let's see what we see in differences, and then we'll drink them. Okay. Let's start with this one. Yeah, I'm getting fruit notes, tropical fruit. I'm getting some cooked agave. Just really nice. Getting a vanilla note. This is really nice. Not really getting a caramel on the nose, or any, like a toasted oak or anything of that nature. Wow. Let's see. I'm just looking down at my notes. The fruit note is a little overpowering. I mean, I know what cooked agave smells like. Spent 36 hours immersed in it. Went to Mexico earlier this year. But it smells delicious. Let's go to the Benny's pick. I'm going to neutralize my nose a little bit. Let's try this again. Okay. This one's a little more subtle. Matter of fact, I got a light chocolate note on the nose on that one. Yeah, a little, like I said, subtle differences. Let's give her a little taste. A little pepper. I got cooked agave. So I got some of those tropical fruit notes. There's a little bit of that toasted oak in there. The dryness on my tongue. Didn't get any chocolate on. And this is remember the SIB tequila glass. Yeah, we can get this in there. The SIB tequila glass has the stolen cask. And then my Agave Social Club Glencairn has the Benny's pick. So let's try the Benny's pick. Yeah. Nothing different from the first Molly. I still get a little bit of chocolate. Let's give her a taste. A little more herbal. Definitely getting that dusty chocolate. Not like milk chocolate. Drying oak, the toasted oak. And then, like I said, dry chocolate. Dark chocolate. Probably even unsweetened chocolate. That's similar to what I'm tasting. Delicious, both of them. It's got a little pepper to it for 80 proof. Enjoying both of them. Are they exactly the same? No. Are they complete opposites of the spectrum? No. There's a lot of stuff that's going back and forth because it's basically the same juice, just different barrels. And barrel influences barrel by barrel by barrel. That's why most spirits are blended. If you have an exceptional barrel, let's say like the Stolen Cask, because it is way more fruit forward. Yeah, a little more fruit forward. Well, I said way more, and then I switched it to a little more. It's more fruit forward than the Benny's. Benny's has a little more of the chocolate, a little more toasted. I really never got a caramel or caramel. I really didn't get. I did get a little more cooked agave on the Benny's than I did because it's not as fruit forward, but it is more agave forward. But yeah, But I got the chocolate on the Benny's. That dusty, unsweetened dark chocolate, like cacao. That would be closer to what I'm tasting. They're kind of pricey, but they are an añejo. I believe with shipping, the stolen cask was my cost about $100. I think I paid very similar to that for the Benny's that I got, and both of those I got online. I could not find those here locally. I would like to try the Hungarian oak of this, about this same time period. I'm not going to go out and purchase it. I do know somebody that has some, and maybe soon we'll get to try those, and I can put that in a comment somewhere, either into this video or we'll do. Maybe I can get a sample from him, and then we can try it here on camera. Man, Thanksgiving's tomorrow, and we are going to be busy cooking. I've got a delivery on Friday of the Agave Social Club pick. Looking forward to that. I also got to deliver one of the 2 bottles that I bought to somebody else to purchase one. And so, having a good time. Stopped by my local liquor store today. And if you live in the Kansas City area, and you live especially on the south side of town, you want a decent liquor store to find some really good additive-free tequilas, you need to go to Liquor King in Harrisonville. Just walked in, talking to Harry, and he goes, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I'm not looking for anything in particular. If you got anything new." And so he didn't have anything new because most of what he has on the shelf is back here. I'm not going to say everything. I don't have a El Tesoro Blanco or a regular Reposado. I have a single barrel Reposado, an Anejo. Yeah, I don't have that. I have all the Cascawines that he has. And of course the Ochos that he has. What else does he have on the shelf? One thing I don't have is a La Gratonia. It's not on top of my list, but hey, I got one of Melly's other Reposados back on the shelf. So, I mean, I've got what I want from him. I mean, there's a couple that I if I was going to restock, and that would be of the Amateña. He has repos there. But it's like I don't like I hate going into a liquor store, especially a neighborhood liquor store, going in and just looking around and not buying anything. But I like to talk to Harry, and he's going to try to look for a bottle or two for me that doesn't, well, it does apply to this channel, but doesn't apply to this channel. So if you look over that shoulder, up on the second shelf, you see the big black box that has the 85th anniversary El Tesoro Extra Añejo. That was a birthday gift to me this year. And it's aged in Booker's bourbon barrels. It's kind of tasty, and it's definitely a little bourbon barrel forward. I mean, it's an extra añejo. It's been a lot of time in there. So, I was sitting at lunch at work the other day and eating my lunch, and which I don't remember what it was, but I was, I guess you call it death scrolling through Facebook or YouTube, and I came across Watch El Proper. Those that are into whiskey, and if you don't know, Watch El Proper is actually a bar restaurant in Kentucky. They have the massive wall of bourbon, and they did a review of one of the newest Booker's releases. It was done back in September. First I had heard about it up to this point. Let me get the actual name on it. And it's the Reserves 2025. So what it is, it's a 8-year, 10-month Jim Beam bourbon. It's not the actual Booker's mash bill or Jim Beam mash bill. It's higher corn, less barley. Some experimental batch they wanted to do it. They did it. They put it in. They put it in the brand new American oak barrels, and they aged it for that long. And then they were like, well, we can't really do this or do that with it, but we could make a special book, which the guys are Booker's fans, and so anyway, they said, well, it should have been a little book. Well, it doesn't matter to me. I really don't care. But what they did do is the barrels I can't point backwards. The 85th anniversary. See, I'm done. The 85th anniversary barrels that they used at Booker's, they sent back to Jim Beam after they dumped the tequila out of them. They put bourbon in a used tequila barrel. What they failed to say at the thing is that it was this. They didn't say which tequila. I figured that out on my own. And then they finished it, which is the first finished Jim Beam bourbon ever. Again, sparking my interest. They didn't tequila cask. So, they said if it didn't say Booker's on it, they'd really, really like it even more. But the curiosity of how bourbon in barrels influence tequila, and then used tequila barrels will influence bourbon, has spiked my interest that I want to try some. They said it was more fruit forward than a typical Booker's or Jim Beam product. It had some agave notes to it. They really liked it, except for its name. So I'm curious, and so Harry's going to try to find a bottle, or whether he can or can't, that doesn't matter. We'll see. I've got feelers out to a couple of people, and I'm going to Indiana here in the near future. I may look while I'm there, but kind of curious to see how this is. I'd like to get my hands on a bottle. It's, for that aged of a bourbon, it's not too bad. I mean, I paid that for a high quality tequila. Why would I not pay that for a high quality bourbon? Not that I'm a big bourbon drinker, because I'm not. I've got maybe a dozen bottles in another cabinet, and I used most of those for in-bottle aging. Is the only reason I bought them. But this kind of got my curiosity up at how barrels affect the spirits that they're in, and then used barrels affecting another spirit that used that barrel again to re-influence another. So that is one of those things that may or may not be coming. It all depends on whether or not I can find a bottle. What else? I don't know. I'm going to miss a few things going on here in the Kansas City area because I'm going back to Indianapolis. So I'm kind of I'm looking forward to going back. That's where I was born. So and hopefully get to meet up with. I'm going to get to see cousins and aunts and uncles and all that. We're going back for a birthday party. I have an aunt who is turning 100 years old. Which is kind of cool. She's made it this far. So we're looking forward to going back and me getting to see her. I haven't seen her in 40 years, at least. And she's, she was almost like a second mother to my father. So cool to go back. I know. I've got other family from here. My aunt and uncle that live here in Kansas City are heading back to go do this as well. And I've got family coming from Cleveland, so this is going to be a nice little family reunion / birthday party. But I'm gonna look into probably hooking up with Brad Nickham from Tasty Tequila with Brad. Spend a day or spend some time BSing about tequila and just enjoying company, meeting somebody new. I've never met. Brad and I have talked online several times, either during club meetings or through messaging services, but we never met face to face. And I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll see how that comes. I'm going to be there short and turn around, come back, and go right back to work. Tis the season. But what else? I don't know. There's more bottles. There's stuff still coming down, especially from the Agave Social Club. We still have some more bottles that are coming. Probably not till. I think Doug's really hoping till after the first of the year, with Christmas coming. Though you can't always put off release dates because they got to get it out and get it here so they can do something else in its place. Just got to move it down the line. So something pops up. I know we have, there's 4 more bottles coming from Siempre at 1414. The next one is really close to being ready to be bottled. It'll be a Repo. The Blanco is one that was just released. There's another bottle coming from Cabalitos Herrero. That's pretty close to being ready to be bottled. I'm gonna, like I said, nice to wait till after the first year. Still got taxes to pay. Then we have income taxes to pay. Maybe. Hopefully not. I don't know. I'm trying to back off a little bit on buying tequila. I say that all the time, and I say that at work, and my friends just laugh at me. I'm like, well, I didn't buy any last week. Well, you were sick. Well, yeah, that happens. But I'm trying to be a little more conscious. It's not FOMO for me, to be honest. It's so much of it is replacing what I have open or is almost empty. That because I have bottles that are not inexpensive, that I like to drink on little bits at a time. That I eventually got to replace a bottle. I've got more shelf space for more bottles. Just take some rearranging. But then again, I got plenty of bottles. Why do I need to buy more? And there's a couple out there that are, I won't say new, but fairly new that I would like to try. But I will. Price is right. It's on sale. Maybe. Sometimes just looking for a more budget-friendly tequila that's really good. We'll use Zumbador as an example. Alquimia as an example. Their whole lineup of that organic tequila is really good. And Siete, Leguas, not Siete, Siempre, their regular line is very affordable. So is Suerte. So is most of El Tequilino. So, and then you go up a little bit more. Well, then you're getting into Cascawin, though the square bottles are fairly reasonable in price. But you start getting into the bigger bottles. You start getting into Plata 48, the Tohono Blanco, G4 Madeira. Those are, and most of the Ocho bottles are, Blanco's the cheapest, of course, but it's still $45 to $50 here in Kansas City. And get a little cheaper at Sam's Club, and that's where I've been getting at least the Blanco from, because I use that for mixing, especially with drinks. Not just that tequila, I use others. For making margaritas for my mother-in-law and making some ranch water stuff for me. But I usually, I'll do, I can even make me a virgin ranch water and sip tequila and use that as the chaser. Just gotta keep some water in there along with the tequila. Otherwise you fall off the chair. Don't want to do that. But I enjoy it. I just wish I had some more people to enjoy it with. And I'm working on that. We're working on that. Trying to get some folks in to sit down and do a tasting at my house. I'm trying to work that out with. We've got some contractors that I work with that have a really good interest in tequila, but they're younger than I am. They have families and they have family things to do, and I'm just one of these days we'll get around to doing it, and I may just film the whole thing. Trying to get something set up where I can get it on film and get some reactions to it, or just get them in here in the office and we'll back the camera away and get some other chairs in here, and maybe we'll bring the table down a little bit so we can all sit around and talk about what we're drinking and whether we enjoy it and don't enjoy it. They are very much novices at tequila. They were looking for a cheap one the two of them were getting together with their wives to make margaritas and do some things, and I suggested a tequila, and they really liked it, and they even tried it neat as well. And so I've been giving them samples of some of the stuff that's on the shelves, and to get them, this is what I like to do. This is what You might like this one. You might like that one. Here, try this one. This is another new one I just got. La, la, and letting them try it in little, like airplane-sized bottles, so they get to try it. And so today I was at my local liquor store, and it's up on the shelf, but this bottle's just about empty, so I got a replacement. No problem. It's not on the shelf in the store. He goes, well, what are you looking for? And I showed him the picture of this thing. He goes, oh, now I know why you just wander around. I said, well, when one of those goes empty and you have it, I'll buy it from you. I said, but until then, I don't have very many empties. I got rid of all of those. But, so that's some of the things I would like to do down the line, and we'll be working on that here, pretty quick. So, Siete, Leguas, Anejo, single barrel, French oak. Again, if you're in, this would be, doesn't matter which bottle. They're nice, sweet. They're the agave's there. One's a little muted because of the high fruit note, but overall, really good. If you're into cigars and sipping tequila, these would be great with that. If you wanted to call this a dessert tequila, yeah, I could put it there. Especially the stolen cask, but even the Benny's one, it's really good. It is. Probably, I don't know. I've never tried making an old fashioned with one. That might be a good thing to do too. Like I said, not a big mixed drink guy. I like drinking my stuff neat. I want to know what it tastes like without anything else added to it. Somebody wants to make me one, great, I'll try it. I'm a good guinea pig, I promise. So one of these days, like I said, there's all kinds of things. I'm going to still work on some of these other lines of tequilas that I have, and just kind of highlight some of the stuff from there. I just, we got the new trio from Alto Canto. Those are really different and delicious. The whole terroir thing is really, really, it's kind of cool. It's to some people, I won't say it's hard. It's not hard to explain if I want to sit down and talk about it for the next hour, which I am not going to do. This is be my first night off from work, and I won't be working the rest of the week. But I got places to go and people to see and things to do, so we're going to do a little drinking tonight after we get here off camera and edit this video and get it out. And this will come out on Thanksgiving Day, so if you're not watching football and or maybe in the evening, you can catch and watch this and pop you open a tequila and have a little drink after your turkey dinner. And there's lots of good ones to pick from in here, so that's probably what I'm going to do with friends and or family, or by myself if that's what has to happen. We'll see. Wow, I know there's something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't think of what it is now. So anyway, guys, thanks for your support. We're growing bit by bit. I'm happy with that. Always like to have more people come and see me. And if you watch this and you live in the Kansas City area, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I would like to get together. I mean, we have the Kansas City Tequila Hunters, little club meetings out at Shawnee Pizza. I try to attend every single one of those. But I know we have one in December. I will be at that one. We're doing a tasting. I believe it's a Lalo. Hold on, let me open this up. It's on the 12th. Let me go to Facebook. Yeah, we're gonna do a tasting with Lalo Tequila It's basically it's open to the public. We are going, there's like, I won't call it an entry fee or a door fee. There's $20. It's for pizza buffet and salad and the cost of the tequila, because William and Lola are sponsoring this thing to a point, since we're having it there, and it covers the pizza buffet, water, whatever else you want to drink. And if you don't want to drink, you want to drink something else with your meal, there's a full bar. Be happy to get you something else, whether it's a beer to go along with your pizza or a mixed drink to go with your pizza. But we're going to be tasting some Lalo. Where I think we're going through all the different lots and years. This is my understanding of it. So CJ and probably Lola are going to be headlining this thing. I'm just going to be there going, yeah, give me more. But please come out and join us. I'm going to miss Mary Carmen. Man, I am so upset with this. I'll see her soon. I may need to go to St. Louis or go to Colorado to see her, but I will be gone out of town. I will be in Indianapolis when she's here in Kansas City, so I have not told her that either. When she watches this, she'll get to know it, and she'll be sending me messages. So, I was almost hoping that my parents weren't going to go, just because of that. But then I would probably go to the Hey Agave Festival as well. I'll be in Indy. So, a couple things I'm missing out, but that's okay. I think going to my aunt's 100th birthday party is a little more important. And making sure my parents get back and forth from Indianapolis. Okay, so have a great Thanksgiving. If I don't, I will probably see you all again. We have a new bottle coming on Friday. Like I said, the Agave Social Club pick with Siempre, the Conexiones bottle. That will be coming probably sometime in December. I think I'm going to spread these apart a little bit more because, it's busy time between work and being ready for the cold and just stuff going on here at home. So, let's do a little salute to everybody and enjoy what's in your glass. God, I wish I could have coined that phrase. Man, come on, Brad. But that's perfect. Respect what's in your glass. Salute everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.